Now, when we take a large number and distribute it, how do we distribute? That is, if we move from one digit to two digit numbers to three digit numbers, and if we were to distribute it, how do we do it? I have here 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 hundreds and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tens. 460 and 1, 2, 3, 4 units. 464 base 10 blocks are there. I have to distribute it to 4 people. Distributing means I have a big number here. I will distribute according to place value. Till now, we did not use place value. Now, let me write it down. 464. This is units place, this is tens place, and this is hundreds place. Where should I start distributing from? Should I start from units or from tens or from hundreds? This is a rule of division. Division has to start from the highest place value. Which is the highest place? 100 here. So, I have to start from hundreds place. What happened? I am a teacher, so you have to do what I ask you to do. But for subtraction, addition, and multiplication, you started the process from unit place. Start from the least place value. That is what we learnt. But now we have to start from the biggest place for division. Why should we do it? Let us listen to a story. Now, here I have a basket on my head, and this is in it. This is a jackfruit, this is mango, and this is lemon. All this, that is 4 jackfruits, 6 mangoes, and 4 lemons. I am carrying this in a basket on my head. I have to reduce the weight on my head. Which is the first item that I should take out to reduce the weight? Will the weight reduce if I take out the lemons? Will the weight reduce if I take out the mangoes? Or will it reduce if I put down the jackfruit? When you ask this question, what will the children say? Jackfruit, because among the fruits here, the heaviest is jackfruit. Therefore, only if I take out the jackfruit, the burden on my head would reduce. So, if I distribute the 4 jackfruit first, I will be left with 6 mangoes and 4 lemons. Then the weight on my head will reduce and it becomes light. So, from this story, we can understand why we should begin from the highest place value. This is how we can address the confusion or questions among the children. This is the story. Then, if we understand this, let us proceed to the next process. Now, I am going to distribute the 464 base 10 blocks to 4 people. I will write the same thing on the board as an abstract concept. That is, whatever action I do in reality, the conversation in reality, I will write it on the board. If there is a mistake in the conversation, the same will reflect on the board. Whatever is correct will also go on the board. So, we have to be very careful while talking. Let us see how to do it. Now we know that out of 464, first green plate, that is the green plate of hundreds, has to be given first because this has the highest place value. If we distribute them, how many will each person get? So, First, I have to distribute the 100 place. How many did each person get? 1, 1, 1, 1. So everyone got 1 each. Now, watch it here. I distributed the 100th place. To how many? To 4 people. When I did that, how many did each one get? 1. What do we have here? How many hundreds did I have? I had 4. When I distributed them, how many hundreds were given out? This is how many were given out. This is what I had. This is what each one got. This is what is given out. What is meant by given out? I had something, I gave them. We have seen in subtraction, if I give away what I have, what do? We subtract. I had 400s and I gave away the 400s. So, how many hundreds are left with me? Nothing. Do we have any hundreds to give away? No. But what do I have? I have 6 tens. Is that correct? Shall we see? I have 6 tens. This is the tens place. I have 6. Now I have to distribute that. Let us give them away. So each one gets. Can we give 2? Let us see. Let us give 2 and see. Oh, one person does not get any. So we cannot give 2 each. This is what children should understand. Let us give 1 each and see. 1, 1, 1, 1 10. So totally 4 tens are given out. I have 2 tens left. Therefore, how many tens did I have? 6 tens. How many tens did I give away? I gave away 4. How many tens did each get? Each got 110. Isn't it right? Each has got 110. One of the 6 tens I had, 4 tens are given out. Therefore, I have to subtract. When I subtract, how many tens are left? 1, 2. So I have 2 tens left. I am unable to give out these tens. But this exercise or the aim of this activity is to empty everything I have. I have 2 tens and it is not going away. Still there. I have 4 more units. I am unable to give out these 2 tens, but I must give it out. It has to be empty. What should I do? All right. If I take these tens to the bank will give me change. I will go to the bank. If I give 2 tens to the bank, what will they give me? They give me the change in units. How many units will they give me? How many units for 110? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. How much did I give? 2 tens. Therefore, I should get 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now I have 20 units. 20 units. This is what I got when I gave them 2 tens. But I already have 4 units. So totally, how many units do I have? I have 24 units. Let us see it here now. I had 2 tens. I gave it to the bank. Bank gave me 20 units. Along with those 20 units, I have 4 units. So, I have 24 units. So, can I distribute these 24 units? Yes, I can. But how? Let me begin by giving 2 each. There are many left. I will give them 2 more to each one. I have some more left. I will give out 1 now. Some more are left. Now everything is empty. In this case, children can distribute 1 each, or 2 each, or 3 each. It depends on their ability to think. They know if they give out 3 each also, there will be something left. So, they can distribute it in any which way they want. We should not put a condition that they should give out only 1 at a time. Now everything is distributed. 24 units are given out. How many has everyone got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. First person got 6. Second one got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we just have to check if everyone has got equal number. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what we did in the concrete stage, let us write it here. How many did each one get? They got 6. How many did I have? 24. Did I give out all 24? Yes. What am I left with? Nothing. When I distributed all 24 I had, everyone got 6. I had 464 to begin with, but now I have nothing left. How much did everyone get? 116. Abstract form. Let us see what we got in the concrete form. 100, 10 and 6. 116, 100, 10, 6. Everyone got 116. So, we saw this in the concrete stage and in the abstract stages. In division, we also have the representational form, but usually the representation form is not used. That is because when the divisor gets large, the representational form becomes difficult to write in our square line book for paucity of space. That is the reason why we go from concrete to abstract stage. Through this conversation, we complete the activity. Now let us do the division problem with play money. This is a 4-digit number. What is this activity? I have 1000, 1020 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is 1025. I have this amount. I have to distribute it to 5 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have to give it out to 5 people. In our classroom, we can give it to 5 children. How do we give it out? Let us put the money down here. 1025. Here, we do not have any hundreds. We do not have a 100 down here. Let us write the place values, units, tens, hundreds, thousand. When we looked at the process of division, we understood an important rule or a framework. Division has to be done according to the place value. That is the reason why we write the place value every time we do division. We have 1025. Among how many people do we have to share it? We have to share it with 5 people. This is the number of people. This is the amount I have. So, when we begin to distribute, we have the story of jackfruit. Everyone knows it. First, we put down the heaviest item. That is, we have to begin dividing from the biggest place. Let us begin. To share with 5 people, how many 1000 rupees notes do we have? Just one. How do you give one note to 5 people? I can give one note to one person only. So, this cannot be shared. But I must share it, right? So, what do? Let us write down how much would each person get because we are sharing the thousands place. If you share 1,000 among 5 people, how much would each get? Let us ask them. How many 1,000 notes did you get? What is the answer? Nothing. Zero. Nil. So nobody got anything. But I have to give away 1,000. What should I do? We should go to the bank. When I go to the bank, what change did I get? Let us see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got 10 notes of 100. Now, bank and whoever went to the bank to get the change, how much did the bank give? The receiver should count the change. The bank may have counted it, but when we go to withdraw money or for change, we always count the money. Everyone should count it here. Remember, trust but verify. That means verify even if you trust the other person. Because the person who gave the change gives 9 or 11 notes, our answer will be different and that will be wrong. That will be a wrong answer for the problem. Though the bank counts it, the receiver of the money should count it again. We have counted it. Nobody got anything from 1,000 rupees, but we have not spent the 1,000 rupees either. Did we spend? We did not spend it, but we took it to the bank. What did we get from the bank? 10 notes of 100. Right? We are writing what is here. We did not spend the 1,000 by sharing it. It did not disappear because we distributed it, but we went to the bank and got 10 notes of 100. Then, can we give out 10 notes of hundreds to all? Let us see. One each. Will everyone get one each? Yes. Let us try to give one more. If we give one more, yes. All are given out. I have nothing left of 100 rupees notes. All my 100 rupee notes are empty. Nothing left. How many hundreds did everyone get? Let us ask. How many did you get? 1, 2. Did everyone get 2 or did someone get more? Everyone got 2 only. Let us write it here. How many did each get? It is 2. Did I exhaust all 100 rupees notes? Yes, I did. If I subtract, I do not have any 100 note. What am I left with? I have 2 notes of 10. How do we write it? I have 2 notes of 10. We have to share these 2 notes. There are 2 notes and there are 5 people. How is that possible? We cannot give 2 10 rupee notes to 5 people. If you give one each, only 2 of them will get it. What shall we do? How many tens did everyone get? Did anyone get? No, we cannot give it. What should I do? Again, I should go to the bank. If I go to the bank for 10 rupees, what change do I get? Do I get 100 or 1,000 or 1 rupee? Children will know it. If I give the tens, I get 20 notes of 1 rupee. 20 notes. Let us count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I got 20 notes. But what happened to the 10 rupee notes? Did anyone get any of that? Let us ask, how many did you get? Nothing. We didn't get anything. Did I share 10 rupee notes? Did I spend it? No. What did I do? I went to the bank and got 20 of 1 rupee. Apart from that, how many 1 rupee notes did I have already? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I had 5 of 1 rupee notes. So now totally I have 25 rupees. Can we distribute these 25 rupees? I have 5 people. 25 rupees would mean let us give 2 each. Everyone gets 2. And then let us give 2 more. Now everyone has 4 rupee notes. Let us give 1 more and see. And 1. Now all 1 rupee notes are gone. Therefore, how many did each one get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So everyone got 5 1 rupee notes? Yes, everyone got 5 each. So everyone got it equally. So we can write 5 here. I have exhausted all 25 1 rupee notes. What am I left with? Do I have anything left? I have nothing, that is 0. Now, we have distributed 1025 rupees to 5 people equally. The problem of division, this is the process we have learnt through games and we have written it in the abstract. I have conceptually put it on the board. When we practice it in the square line books, we can write it according to the place value. We can see that in the square line book. Usually, how do children solve this problem? 1025, it has to be divided by 5. Often, children take division for tables. They think, if you know table 5, I can do it easily. Let me start. 5 2s are 10, 0. 5 5s are 25, subtract 25, so 0. Most often, children give this answer because they have not done according to the place value. We got 205 here, but we got 25 here. Why? Children concentrate on mugged up table only. And without knowing the concept of division, if they base it on the table, they get wrong answer as a result of wrong concept. Hence, we should do the division with concrete stage, understand the concept, and then if we do it in the abstract form, children will understand it properly. In this problem, 1025 rupees were to be shared among 5 people. We need to observe something here. At every point, what question do we ask and what is the answer? Look here. How much do I have? How much did I distribute? How much did each get? What is left with me? How much do I have? How much did each get? How much did I spend? What is left with me? This is being repeated again and again. Same set of questions, right? How much do I have? How much did each get? How much did I spend? How much is remaining? How much do I have? How much did each get? How much did I spend? How much do I have remaining? So, We need to ask these questions about every place value and keep getting answers till we reach the last place. By doing it in this way, it helps in solving a division problem through conversation. We can see it that way. Now, we have seen division of 1025 by 5. Let us look at a few more examples because the speciality of this division operation is we are dividing it according to place value. So every place what we have we are off to distribute. When we distribute, did everyone get something in every place value? We have to check this. Let us take another example. 391 divided by 3. Let us use the required conversation. Place value to be noted first. First, the hundreds. I have 3 hundreds. I have distributed it to 3 people. If I distribute it to everyone, everyone would get 100 each. So, I exhaust all hundreds I had. Nothing is left. What do I have now? I have 9 10 rupees. 9 notes of 10. If I have to give it out equally, how many will each get? Everyone gets 3 10 rupees. Do I finish all the 10 that I have? Multiply 3 and 3, so I have 9. It means after giving equal amounts, I have nothing left. What else do I have? I have 1 rupee. Who should I give this 1 rupee to? It is to 3 people. When I give 1 rupee to 3 people, how many 1 rupee notes did each one get? Do they get it? I have 1 rupee only. I have to give it to 3 people. Possible? No. So, each one gets nothing. But did we spend 1 rupee? No, because nobody got it. And it remains with me. Most common mistake by children is they forget writing this 0. They get the remainder once this 1 is brought down here. They do not continue the process. Let us take another example. What did we see in this example? I had 3 hundreds place, 9 in tens place, and 1 in the units place. How much did everyone get? In every place. 3 in the tens place, 1 in hundreds, and nothing in the units place. Let us take another example. 5,445. This money has to be equally shared among 5 people. First, let us write the place value unit 10, 100, 1000. 4 places with 4 place value. First place is 1000. In 1000 place, there are 5 people and I have 5 notes. So everyone gets 1 note each. And I empty all 1000 notes. I have nothing. Everything is given out. Each one got 1 note. What do I have now? I have 400 rupees notes. How do I distribute 400 rupees to 5 people? How many 100 rupee note will each one get? Will they get it? No, 4 is less than 5. Nobody gets any 100 note. So I cannot give 100 to anybody. But I still have 400 notes and I did not spend it. If I subtract 0 from 4, I am left with 4 notes. I have to exhaust all these 400 notes. How do I do it? In order to do that, I go to the bank again. What will the bank give me? They give 40 of 10 rupee notes. 40 of tens. But I already have 4 10 notes. I already had 4. Hence, I have 40 plus 4. 44 10 rupees notes. How many 10 rupees notes may each person get? Everyone gets at least 8 notes of 10 rupees. So, 40 notes of 10 are given away. Therefore, how many 10 rupee notes are left with me? 4. I have 4 10 rupees notes. I cannot give 4 notes to 5 people, but I must distribute the entire amount fully. What should I do to empty this? I should go to the bank, and if I take change, how much change will I get? I will get 40 of 1 rupee notes. I already have 5 1 rupee notes. Totally, I have 45 notes of 1 rupee. Therefore, how many 1 rupee notes will each one get? 9 notes each are given out. Therefore, how much money am I left out of 5445? After giving out these 45 units, I have nothing left. What can we see in this example? Nobody got anything in the 100th place. Earlier, we did not get any in the units place. In the earlier sum, before these two problems, 1025 divided by 5. What did we see in this problem? Unit 10, 100, 1000. In which place did we not get any money? Nothing in 1000, 2 in 100, nothing in tens place, and we got 5 in the units place. In every example that we saw, in some cases, we got nothing in the units place, nothing in the hundreds place, nothing here in the thousand place, and nothing in the tens place. That is, when teachers manage a classroom and prepare for a lesson, they need to keep such examples in mind and teach with many different examples. Then their conceptual understanding becomes strong and misconceptions or wrong understanding are unlikely to occur. When teachers come prepared to a classroom, conceptual understanding becomes very strong. That is important for division.